Why do we cling to love? Have you ever wondered why love can make us so happy, and yet bring so much suffering at the same time? Many people say love is the most beautiful thing in life. But if we look carefully, we may also see something else. Love is also one of the strongest things we cling to. When we love someone, we do not only love the person. We love the feeling they give us. We love the warmth, the attention, and the sense of belonging. And slowly, without even noticing it, we begin to hold on. We hold on to the person. We hold on to the relationship. We hold on to the idea that this love should stay the same forever. But life rarely stays the same. People change. Circumstances change. Feelings change. And when things change, suffering often begins. In Buddhist philosophy, this is called attachment. The Buddha taught that much of human suffering comes from attachment, the desire to hold on to things that are naturally changing. We want people to stay. We want love to remain the same. We want happiness to last forever. But the nature of life is impermanence. Everything changes. Love changes. People change. Even our own hearts change. This does not mean love is wrong. It simply means love becomes painful when we try to control it. When we say things like, "You must always love me. You must never leave me. You must make me happy." Without realizing it, love slowly turns into possession. And possession creates fear. Fear of losing. Fear of being abandoned. Fear that the person we depend on might disappear. Modern psychology explains something very similar. Humans are naturally wired to seek emotional bonds. From the moment we are born, we look for connection. A child needs love to survive. A child needs someone who stays close and protects them. So when we grow up, part of us still searches for that same sense of safety. That is why love can feel so powerful. When someone cares about us, our brain releases chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. These chemicals create feelings of pleasure, warmth, and attachment. In a way, love can feel like an emotional home. And that is beautiful. Problems begin when we believe another person is the only place where our happiness lives. Because when our happiness depends completely on someone else, we become fragile. If they leave, we collapse. If they change, we suffer. In Buddhism, this is not called love. It is called clinging. True love is different from clinging. Clinging says, "I need you in order to be happy." Love says, "I appreciate you, but I do not own you." Clinging is heavy. Love is light. Clinging comes with fear. Love comes with freedom. This is why many Buddhist teachings say that love should include compassion and wisdom. Compassion means caring about another person's happiness. But wisdom means understanding that we cannot control everything. We cannot control another person's feelings. We cannot control the future. And we cannot stop change from happening. When love contains wisdom, it becomes much gentler. We still love deeply. But we do not hold so tightly that love turns into suffering. Some people misunderstand this idea. They hear about non-attachment and think Buddhism is saying we should not love anyone. That is not the meaning. Buddhism does not say we should avoid love. It says we should learn how to love without clinging. To love someone while still understanding that they are free. Free to grow. Free to change. Free even to leave. This kind of love is not weak. In fact, it is very strong. Because it does not depend on control. It comes from a place of inner stability. Modern thinkers sometimes describe this as secure love. A person who feels secure inside themselves does not need to control their partner. They can love deeply without losing themselves. They can give affection without demanding ownership. And strangely, this kind of love often creates healthier relationships. Because when people feel free, they are more likely to stay. But when people feel trapped, they often try to escape. So the real question is not, should we love or not love? The real question is, how should we love? If love becomes a prison, it creates suffering. But if love becomes a space where two people grow, support each other, and remain free, then love becomes one of the most meaningful parts of life. We do not need to eliminate love in order to suffer less. What we need to release is attachment disguised as love. Love itself is not the problem. Our expectations are often the problem. When we expect love to never change, we suffer. When we expect another person to complete us, we suffer. When we expect someone to fill every emotional gap in our lives, we suffer. But when we see love as something beautiful yet temporary, something that exists in this moment but may change in the future, our hearts become lighter. We can appreciate love more deeply, because we know it is not guaranteed. In that way, love becomes like a flower. We enjoy its beauty while it blooms. We do not demand that it stay forever. And if one day the flower fades, we do not say the flower was meaningless. We simply recognize that beauty often lives in temporary things. So can we truly let go of attachment to love? Maybe not completely. After all, we're human. Our hearts naturally seek connection. But we can learn to hold love more gently. We can love someone without believing they belong to us. We can appreciate a relationship without believing it must last forever. And perhaps the most important thing we can learn is this: another person cannot be the only home for our happiness. Our happiness must also live within ourselves. When our inner world is peaceful, love becomes a gift instead of a dependency. And when love becomes a gift, it no longer needs to be held so tightly. In the end, love is not something we should avoid, but it is something we must understand. Because when love is mixed with wisdom, it becomes kindness. When love is mixed with freedom, it becomes peace. And when love is held gently rather than tightly, it may finally stop being a source of suffering. Maybe that is what a gentle mind slowly learns over time. Not how to avoid love, but how to love without losing peace. If this reflection resonated with you, take a quiet moment to breathe and reflect. And if you would like to explore more gentle wisdom about life, love, and the human mind, please subscribe to the channel Gentle Mind. Here, we share calm reflections and simple insights inspired by mindfulness and Buddhist wisdom, so you can return, again and again, to a calmer mind and a more peaceful heart.